All right, hello everybody. Um, this is the finale of my Berryz dedication. 2 weeks from my return trip from Japan, and you know what? I just want to start off by saying thank you to everybody who supported me. Um, I know I haven't been I haven't been super active all the time, and I'm always kind of wishy-washy, but I've kind of stuck in there, and I've made some friends. I've actually met a couple of people that actually watch, the small handful of people of you guys that actually do watch. I've met a handful of you too, which is kind of cool. So I just want to start off by saying thank you. So to you guys, because honestly, if I didn't have any viewers, there would be no point in me even making anything. I mean, granted, yeah, it's only like 10 or 15 viewers. It's not that much, but I mean, in this community, if I'm managing to give somebody else entertainment and happiness, I'm good, and that's cool. So, of course, you can see I'm wearing my Berryz goodies again. This is from the final. If you remember watching my unboxing video, this is from the final, and then this is from the final as well, the shirt. So, and then of course the stick. So, just to give you a quick rundown of what we're doing today, it is going to be a little bit longer once again, but after this point, we'll have normal-sized episodes for the most part. But as this finale, there's a few things I want to talk about before moving forward into the future. First, I'm basically going to talk stuff about post-Berryz, stuff about some initial thoughts about my past and my relation to Berryz and what they've meant to me. Little message, and talk about the reboots, honestly. I feel like Hello Project is rebooted at this point, and I'll talk about that too, about why and what that has to do with Berryz, because it is related. So, first, post-Berryz. So, honestly, we pretty much have official reports from everybody as to what they're going to be doing after now that they are gone. I keep talking about it like they're still in here. What they're planning on doing now that they're gone, from Berryz is gone. Momoko, everybody already knows. She's in Country Girls, so that's cool. She's not really she's a playing manager. A lot of people think she's a member of the group. She's described as a member, but she's not really a member. Realistically, what she really is she's moral support for the group, giving them advice, giving them backup, kind of like being their leader without necessarily having to be part of the group. Now, granted, now that Berryz is gone, she might be performing more with them, maybe singing a few songs, but from my understanding, she's not intending to stay there for a long time. She's actually probably going to be there for a couple of years and maybe move on to something else. But I kind of think it's sweet that she's there with Country Girls. For those of you that know me, I'm not a big fan of Momochi, but I think Momoko herself is really cool. Just that character, Momochi, never was a fan of. So that's her plan. And then Masa is, if I'm not mistaken, going into being an actress. So she wants to continue doing that. She's in Weekend Survivor right now in the musical, which I think is going on right now. I'm not sure. But she's doing that, and then she's going to be sticking with that as in acting and stage plays and stuff. So that's cool. She's and then Saki and Chinami are actually staying in the Hello Project as advisors. So while they'll still be in the group, in the company, they're not forefront, so they might not be, showing face a lot, but this means we'll probably at least still be hearing from them, since they'll still be in the business and they'll still be in Hello Project, technically. Yurina is, if I'm not mistaken, going to college, so she's going back to university, starting spring, if I'm not mistaken, this year, so she should be going back soon, depending on when their spring starts for school. But yeah, so she's going back to school. She wants to finish, and she wants to become a model, from what I remember reading on her blog. So she wants to move on and become a model, so that means she'll still be in a public scene. We'll still have contact with her, hopefully. But while she's in university, she'll probably be pretty quiet. I don't blame her. She has a lot of studying to do. She wants to get done probably quickly so she can move forward. Misako, as far as I know, is taking a break. We have no idea what she wants to do. She said that she kind of wants to take this time to think about her future career. So maybe she'll keep in the business. I'm kind of hoping she continues singing. She has a really good voice, and I think that would be a really good thing for her. But whatever she chooses, I hope she does come back into the public scene again, because, well, she is my Oshi, as you can see, obviously. She is my favorite. And then Miyabi is taking a short break, and then, if I'm not mistaken, she wants to actually continue singing and go into possibly fashion. So that'll be kind of cool. And I've seen a couple of videos of some of the coordinates she's done, which is pretty neat, actually. So that'll be cool to see. So that's Berryz after Berryz. Support them moving forward. So now the second thing I want to talk about is reminiscing. I did mention, you know, it's funny because I mentioned this before. Essentially, I really had a very negative outlook towards Japanese culture and Japanese things in general, which I think is funny because I've grown up on Japanese video games. Anything beyond those video games, no interest. Didn't want to know anything about the language. I was very anti-foreign, to be honest. Up until high school, late high school, I started watching anime. I remember I started watching Inuyasha and stuff, and I kind of went full force into it. And then once I graduated from high school, this is 2005, I totally went into, just totally got into it. I started listening to music. I first discovered Ayumi Hamasaki. She was really popular, you know, most popular J-pop artist at the time, so checked her out. I ended up discovering Nami Tamaki, and then I picked up a game called Oendan, and from there I heard a song called Koi no Dansai, which was a cover of Mori Musume's version. And so I picked up the original version, fell in love. Started looking up stuff on YouTube, started buying their stuff, fell in love. It was at that time that I discovered Berryz Kobo at the same time, through links to Mori Musume stuff. And just their youthfulness, the fact that they were kids still, the fact that they were growing into it, I had done research on them. I thought it was really cool. It was a really cool concept. This whole idea of idols was new to me, to be honest. So it was really cool, so I started getting really attached to them. And one thing that their music really did for me was it was very, very positive. I remember around that time is when I didn't strictly like follow them religiously. It wasn't until I heard Yuki Yuki Monkey Dance that like just the quirkiness and the overall style and the really good music and catchiness of the song just it slayed me. And I was slain, and I was really, it was wonderful. I loved it. So after I saw that, I just fell in love, and I started I slowly started getting their stuff. My focus went on Mori Musume because they were the ones who really broke me into the culture. But Berryz has always been in the background for me as, in a way, as my moral support. You know, I've gone through some tough times. I still have some issues, but the fact is, one thing I can always look back on for consistency in my positivity in my life has been my music. And the music that's always been consistent up till this point has been Berryz Kobo. And that's one thing that they're very special to me for. I'll admit I haven't been the biggest follower of them. You know, in fact, I've only seen one of their concerts before, full concerts, actually sat down and watched them, before actually going to see these ones live in Japan. So it was totally new to me. It was just, like I said, the best way to describe it is they've been background moral support for me. I always put Mori Musume at the forefront, but Berryz Kobo always was there in my heart, very important to me. So, while I didn't know that much about the members as much as I did about the Mori Musume ones and whatnot, they've been very special to me, and it's because of that I've taken this really to heart for Berryz, and I'm really happy. You know, at first I was really upset, I was really depressed, really disappointed, but I'm really happy. Why? Because they ended on a positive note. They ended very beautifully. They didn't go out like, you know, dying or anything like that. They went out very well. And you know what? I'm happy that they're going to move on to do what they want. Because that's how the idol business works. They need to move on eventually. And I'm happy it turned out in a positive way. And there weren't any controversies or anything like that. It was just straightforward, very good, very well done. So, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy that I was able to be there for the past 10 years and support this wonderful group. And I'm happy I got to see them through to the end. And that's something not a lot of people can say they can do. And I know a lot of my viewers didn't get to go to the concerts to Japan. In fact, I'm still suffering from it. I don't know how I'm going to pull back from it, but I don't regret it. So that's that. Berryz is very important for me because of that. So I know Berryz Kobo would never see this video. It's like a 0.01% chance of them seeing it. But, just in case, I am going to give a shout out to them I want to thank them for everything they've done, all the effort, all the energy they've always brought forth, all of the dedication, putting all of their lives into it. You know, that's really good. And you know, yeah, granted, they get a lot out of it too. It's not like they're you know, doing it out of charity, but the fact is, they've done a very good job of helping people like me bring positivity into lives like mine. And I think that's really important because, you know, ultimately, people like this, that's what they're looking to do the most. And I hope they will know and they will understand that they have managed to, at least with me, if not everybody else that supports it. So thank you. So, with the Berryz dedication over, and Berryz over now, the question is, what's going to happen moving forward to Hello Project? And you know, if you've been keeping up with the Hello Project, a lot of interesting changes have been happening lately. A lot. For one, 12th Gen recently, well, they kind of recently joined Morning Musume, but they didn't really start performing and really start getting big and important and getting attention until very recently. So, the thing about 12th Gen, they remind me a lot of old Morning Musume. In their charisma, in their style, in their silliness. And don't get me wrong, the new girl, well, the older girl, I guess they're old girls now, 9th, 10th, 11th Gen are still awesome. I still love them. But something about 12th Gen is really, really attractive to me from a characteristic standpoint. And I'm very appreciative of that. And it feels like a reboot. I mean, you even listen to their newest singles, it feels a lot like their older songs, which I think is interesting. Yeah, they're not upbeat, yeah, they're not pure EDM. Yeah, they're not my type of songs, really. Although I've only heard 2 out of 3 of the... I think it's a AAA side. I've only heard 2 out of 3 of the new songs, but the fact is I'm not very excited about them, but I'm excited for what they represent. They feel very old school while still mixing in the new Morning Musume and taking advantage of their talents. That's exciting. So that's a reboot. And then with C-ute, that's the one exception in the group, I'd say here. C-ute feels like they're still pushing forward with the same type of quality, high upbeat type of styles that they've been doing with really good dancing, really good, you know, singing styles. I really like their new singles. But to be honest, C-ute's probably not going to be around much longer either. They're getting there in age too, and by idol standards. And they're probably going to be gone soon, in the next couple of years or so. So, in preparation for that, most importantly, are the other groups. So with Anjurumu, it's interesting because, you know, they were Smilage. They were cute, they had some pretty cool songs, but they weren't very big. And they rebooted with a whole new style, a whole new feel, with the 3rd generation joining. And it actually feels very good. Otome no Gyakushu, as you know, I really like. I really like Taiki Bansei as well. It's very exciting. To be honest, it's very exciting. And, yeah, it's just really cool, and I really like that. I feel kind of weird saying this, but I really feel like they're kind of taking the place of C-ute and Berryz, in the sense that they're gonna be the forefront. Them and Morning Musume are gonna be the next 2, like they're gonna be the next big thing. They're gonna be a pair that's gonna kind of go together. And then you have Juice, that's also kind of starting into an interesting direction. They've always been upbeat, very jazzy style, and then these new ones are really slow, very nice songs. They're good songs, just not my style once again, but it's a nice, interesting restart for the group. They're kind of like, okay, we've done some good music, let's try something different now. Let's try moving forward with some experimentation. You may or may not like it, but the fact is they are going for change as well, which is good as well. Excuse me. But the bigger one, when it really boils down to it, is Country Girls and Kobushi Factory. While I always felt like Anjurumu was more like Berryz and Juice was more like C-ute in style, when it comes to an actual replacement for the spirit of them two, I think Country Girls and Kobushi Factory are going to be that replacement in the form of their interaction. I'm hoping that they turn into the next Berry Q, so they're essentially the next pair that's going to be inseparable. They're starting up at around the same time. They're around the same ages. They're both you know, consisting of a decent amount of kinshusei, or are they all kinshusei? I don't even know, members. And it's a very good start, and I'm really excited because they have very strong initial singles. Kobushi Factory is an indie single, Country Girls has an actual single release. All of these coming around early April, or end of March, end of this month. And yeah, it's actually very interesting because it feels very, very much like that's what they're going for. In fact, I think it was Country Girls, I could be mistaken, but at the Matsuri concert, they actually were talking about, I didn't fully understand it because my Japanese is very shoddy, but something about being the spirit of Berryz Kobo, which is interesting. But point being, I think that's what they're going to be. That pair is going to be the inseparable pair that's going to turn into Berryz Kobo, and then we're going to have the separate groups of Musume, Anjurmu, and Juice are going to be the three pillar support of the group, and then the other two are going to be basically the fun combinations and things like that. So I'm looking forward to it. The group has had a lot of big changes with Tsunku's issues. Things are moving forward in a very different direction. Still holding on to the old stuff, but overall in a different direction. And I understand Tsunku has his problems with his voice gone. That's how he expresses himself when he's trying to produce, so he can't do that. So he needs to pass it off. So I think all of the new singles aren't done by him. To be fair, most of them are pretty solid. So maybe he's getting ready to pass it off. And with that, we're getting a whole new era. And honestly, as much as I love the old stuff, change is always good. And I'm really excited for the future of what's coming from the whole project. So yeah, support them all you can. And at the same time, don't forget about the groups who have been there, who have been in the past, that have been the support that have brought this to this point that it is. The past, present, and future are all important. So, don't forget Berryz, don't forget older Mona Musume, don't forget Melon, for example. Don't forget any of these guys, but also don't neglect the new ones. As an idol fan, you should understand that comes with business. That's how it is. It's always going to be changing. If you don't like it, then listen to different music. That's how this industry is. That's what you should expect out of it. Finally, I'd like to apologize. I know, like, for the last 6 videos, I've had Love Together and a bunch of Berryz songs that I've been putting over and over again. It is because it's Berryz Week and these are very important songs thematically, so I've been using them again. Don't worry, I'm not going to be spamming these songs from this point or onward. This will be the last time. So, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys around, and starting next week, I'll be back to the normal. I'll probably upload 1 My Obsessions and then 1 music video per week. More if I have time, but that can be what you can expect. And next week, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.